Okay, hello everyone. Big welcome to In the Know with Peter No. I am Peter No. I'm so happy to be back. It has been a crazy February. I'll tell you that right now. So, big welcome everyone. If you are brand new here for the very first time, big kudos to you. Thank the person that invited you here on this call because every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you are in the know where you're going to get to learn everything you like to learn about the industry. You're going to learn skills, you're going to learn how to build, you're going to learn how to leverage yourself, and you're going to definitely learn how to duplicate a business system. So, it's one of my favorite times of the week. And this week I am back and we have a lot of updates. Okay, everybody. So get down your pens and paper ready. And we're going to chop it up into 15-minute segments today. So the first 15 minutes, I just want to go over where I've been, what happened, what did I see for the whole month, okay? Then the next 15 minutes, I want to share our Florida event. How many of us on this call today was at the Florida event? I see a lot of hands, okay? I will be, if you want to share for a minute, okay, I'll be calling on quite a few people. I want everyone on this recording to know what you felt, what you saw, the energy there, okay? And why is that? Okay, so, and that will take us to our next last half hour where I will be updating you a lot of changes that will be going on in Team Evolve, and then we can go from there. But just know today, everyone, is the second to last day of February. Who here has grown in the last 60 days? Raise your hand. Who here has learned something new that you have not learned before? Good. In the last 60 days, as an organization and as a company of LifeWave, are you feeling the momentum? Are you seeing growth happening in your community and your environment on a daily basis? Good. The reason why I'm asking these questions is because remember, we're holding each other's hands now for the next 3 quarters, right? Starting from beginning of the year. We're finishing up our first quarter, so March will be our last month of the first quarter. I want you to just imagine that you own a company with 100,000 employees. And if you were to communicate with your 100,000 employees, what kind of goals would you be setting? What would you be doing in the first quarter of the year that will set you up for the second quarter, the third quarter, and then finishing off? Do you know everything is built on quarterly basis, right? Corporations run that way. Why? So you can rinse and repeat. So you can adjust and change things, right? Accordingly. So this first quarter, I knew I was going to be in Korea. I knew I was going to be like gone for a while. And remember when I trained the cash flow quadrant, right? You can be an employee, you can be self-employed, or you can own a system, correct? And remember, as an employee and as a self-employed could be a salon owner, a doctor, a mechanic. You run your business, right? But if you cannot leave your business or your job, remember the question. I ask people, can you leave your job or your business for 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days, and you can come back and you still have your job or your business, still be running the same? I see a lot of shaking heads. That means the answer is no. And if you cannot answer no to that, That means you have to, in this lifetime, understand you might need to look at a different opportunity. You might have to look at a different business model, right? Because if you do want to be able one day just to go anywhere you want, to travel anywhere, do business anywhere, with no worrying about your business going down, not worrying about customer service, not worrying about IT, not worrying about shipping, not worrying about products being manufactured. Does this all make sense to everyone? How can you still generate an income and still be away? That is called a business model. And all of us here, all 84 of us here, or all 100,000 of us here in Team Evolve, we're almost hitting 100,000. So I'm using 100,000 now, okay? So we're almost hit. How can we all have this free lifestyle by you developing yourself? And the stronger you become, how much time are you elevating for all your partners above you? Are you all seeing what I'm seeing? So, as I went to Korea, I have a simple life, okay, everyone? I don't have a dog. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. I have my mom, my dad, my sister's retired. They're all retired. I'm done. Okay, I can go anywhere. My only girlfriends are all my cars that I have in my garage, okay? So, when I literally went for 3 weeks to Korea and then came back straight to Florida and then partied with my team there and saw David. So I've been almost gone a month. During that month, what did I do? I went to see a new country that I've never been to. I went to eat new food. I went to meet new people, different language, different cultures, but we're all human, right? So going into a new place, a new area to build a new market, meeting new people, talking, eating, spending time together. Does all that cost time and energy? Does it cost money? Yeah, it costs a lot of money, okay? A lot of money. But we're there for business, correct? The definition of business is I am there to help people, in Korea to have a better life. That's business. Business is simply helping someone's life to become better. So we're investing and sacrificing into a different market. Now, a lot of people say Asians are faster in recruiting. Yes, they are because there are so many of them. It's condensed. There's so many in a small space, a small country, right? So because of that, in Asia, there's a lot of turnaround, attrition. It's a lot of churn and burning. Does that make sense, everyone? People just sign up and they don't train each other. Because there's so many people. I don't know how it works, but that way. But the moral of the story is when I went there, I literally felt like a brand new person again recruiting. So I had to go back to my old learning skills and developing relationships again. Does that make sense? There's no difference of going on a blind date in America. It's the same thing on going on a blind date in Korea and Vietnam and Africa. It's the same thing. Going on a blind date, you still have to find out things about each other, right? What do you like? What do you don't like? What problems do you have? La da 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 da. I can tell you, doesn't matter if you're Korean, Japanese, Chinese, African, Mexican, German, whatever. Everybody has the same problem. You know what the three problems everybody has? Health, time, and freedom. So when I speak that language, when we get to know each other, it doesn't matter where you are around the world. Because if you learn the skills of understanding and listening to people's problems, and I don't even speak Korean. Do you know how I communicated with someone? Go download Google Translator and then type in Korean, and then you can speak into this phone, and it will speak Korean for you. How cool is that, right? That's technology. And then when you speak in there, you ask the same questions that you ask here. What's going on in life? How you doing? What are some of the challenges you have? And I can tell you in Asia, people work hard. They don't take that much time off. They actually work constantly. Okay. I saw a bunch of cab drivers who are like 70 years old, 80 years old, still driving cabs. It's kind of like sad because they still have to work, but because they have to. Everybody in Korea still has sleeping issues, energy issues, and pain issues. There's many people, Korea and the world now, we're going into a depression, like financial depression. You know that, right? The whole world is going into a financial depression. So what I'm trying to do is, the reason why I'm saying this now is because when I went there, I saw all the beautiful buildings. It is so efficient there. The people are so respectful. At the age of 18, every man has to go to the military. So when you go to the military at a young age, everyone is already trained. Does it make sense? From the young generation moving on. So there's a lot of respect there. You can leave your bag, you can leave your food, you can leave your watch, and nobody's going to steal it. You can leave your wallet outside, no one's going to steal it. That is called cultural respect. There's a society like that, okay? So I ate the best food. We had the best wine, had the best Wagyu beef. Do you know all the Wagyu beef in America gets sold to Korea? All the best beef in America gets straight shipped to Korea. They pay almost double or something for that price. So I had it all over there. Now, all the things I saw, the moral of the story I want to leave with this is, wherever you are around the world, you still have to have the human touch. I talked to a lot of the leaders. They still, there's leaders, there's just like us. There's leaders that really have transparency. They really want to work with the right people. They are tired of getting scammed, tricked, and lied to. Are we tired of getting scammed, tricked, and lied to in America too? Right? It is everywhere like that. So it was a fresh air when we got to meet some of the large, big leaders there. And there's you don't even have to say much. They can literally, there's a lady that came there and she just came there to say, Peter, I just came there just to look at you in the eye to see if you're real. Seriously, they saw my picture. They literally just came there and they already joined in their mind. They joined, but they just want to see and touch you to see if you're that real. So I told her, I showed off our pictures. I showed off Team Evolve, how big we are. I showed them what that we've done. I literally went hammer on everything that who we are as an organization. And I can tell you, they totally respect that the #1 team is coming to support Korea. When you say you're from America and you're from Team Evolve, that carries weight now. So that's why every single one of us, each one of you, you are representing not yourself, you're representing an organization now. You're representing Team Evolve. And when you read the Team Evolve mission statement, that is what we live by. Mission, vision, core values, and alliance, right? And when I share this, I can tell you, sometimes you don't need to have certain skills. You just need to have the human touch. Okay, so Going here, I can tell you things are not going to be as fast as people think they are. As many people that are coming in fast, if they don't have a system to train and support, no matter how fast they come in, they're also going to leave later too. Does that make sense, everyone? So, this core group, this system that we have here, it is so nice and it is so developed. So, coming back here, I just want to say I appreciate each one of you because of who you are, what we do together. And then when I came back from Korea to Florida and we hung out with 1,100 of us, I got to hug everybody, got to see everyone. I could see everybody who was here. I think it was Heidi, Beth Ann, David, Dee, Nancy, Debbie, Amy. I don't know. There's a La Krista. There was a bunch of people there. Okay, Diane, Karen. I mean, there was so many people there, and I want to give you the update of what I've heard. First thing, when I went up to see Ryan, he was like, "Can you guys get even work? Can you guys get even better than this? How do you guys even outdo the other events that you guys do?" So what he was trying to say is that how do you guys get better every time? I told him we're consistent. we have a system. Then when you walk around and you hear sidelines, there were tons of sidelines, okay? When they came to me, they're like, Peter, when we see your podcast, we already can feel the energy. But when we see all your partners and your leaders live, when we see how they interact, you guys talk like you've been going to college for like the last 20 years together or something, you know? I'm like, yep, that's our team. The way that we help people, the way that we just, there's no sense of ego in our entire location where you have over 1,100 personalities, right? One of the leaders said, I cannot even believe anyone out talking on stage. Nobody was hyping things up. Nobody said woohoo, ha ha, any of these words. It was just pure, valuable content coming from the heart. Hearing David, right, for 3 hours, you get to really see and feel that this man, I mean, he has so much on his mind, he's just constantly now creating because of you, because of us. The more that we're bringing to the table, the more time he has to do what he can do, right? He is letting us know his creation now. But the company is going through the biggest transition time right now, ever and ever. Do you know we're building, I don't even know how many brand new headquarters offices, how much more manufacturing buildings he's developing now. On our SPD calls, he's getting ready to make sure that LifeWave can produce 1.8 billion patches. Billion. Okay? This is not a joke because however fast we're growing, and in America, we've grown, I believe it was 224% from this year to last year. We've grown double and a half in just one market. But every single market in the world is growing. Do you know we're the number one team in the number one company in the world now? And we're 20 years old. We're not a $1 billion brand, but we're getting ready to be there. This is the time when you want to join a team, an organization, or a company. Doesn't matter what team you belong to. You can be part of something bigger now, right? So, all this to say is that each one of us has built value into each other, okay? So, I want to hear whoever was there. I'm going to start first what I saw, okay? And then whoever wants to share, raise your hand. I'll call on you. Share for 1 minute what you saw, what you felt. But this is what I saw. I saw 4.5 years of relationship building, and 4.5 years later, Marcy and I still are best friends. That's very rare, right? And not only that, April, Dr. Stacy, Karen, SPDs, whoever was there, did you see all how many SPDs and PDs were on stage and EDs coming up? This is what you call future leadership, right? We are perfectly duplicating each other. I saw the energy. I saw a culture being developing now. I saw the corporate and Team Evolve. I really saw how big we are for this company. That was probably one of the biggest solo events for the history of Lifeway. This was not a corporate event. It was a team event. It was Team Evolve. One team out of the entire Lifewave. And this is only the beginning. Remember, this is only February, everyone. We're barely finishing up our second month. This is what I call 4 years of working together, committing together, going through the ups and downs, seeing each other, going through our health challenge, personal challenges, financial challenges, but still investing in each other. Do you know how long it takes to build a championship team, whether you're in the NBA, NFL, hockey, whatever? It takes years to put the right people in the right place, right? Same thing here. But fortunately, because we have such great leaders, and Marcy and I have just only led the way to open up the door for everyone, we are now seeing the fruits of our labor coming together. This is what we've always dreamed about. To have an organization where we don't talk about money, we grow organically, and we're having fun doing it. This is what the company saw. And I'm telling you, we are on the maps, okay, everyone? So, as we're going to grow through the year, next month, okay, is March. There will be a lot of changes. Okay, I'm just letting everybody know. Prepare yourself. This gym is going to upgrade and evolve. We're going to simplify a lot of things, a lot more things. We're going to change a lot of things to simplify our messaging more. Okay, so, and cohesively, we're going to work together and drive people to certain podcasts to make us all go to the next level. I want to see 500 to 1,000 people every night on our podcast now. Okay, so I'm going to take 15 minutes to just answer everyone who wants to share, but I want to start with ladies first. I think Linda Glasser, I think if you can unmute yourself, you can share. No? 3, 2, 1. We'll come back for you. But I saw you unmute. Can you hear us? Okay, maybe not. We'll come back to you, Linda. Heidi, go ahead, Heidi. Unmute yourself.
Heidi Johnson or Heidi Miller?
Heidi Pearson.
Heidi Pearson.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I'll call on you next, Heidi.
So, hey, I have heard so many times how incredible David Schmidt is, and I kind of didn't understand why it was so important to see him in person. And it really resonated with me because his heart really shows, and you really see his care for people, and that he's not blindly coming up with inventions, that he's put in a lot of dedication into it. And so that really got me. The people I sat next to ended up being from my area, and we're connecting and going to do more patching podcasts, right? It was so cool because I'm a little just far from people out here. And then there was one more thing that I wanted to mention. What was it? Oh yeah, the compensation plan.
Oh.
So I'm finally understanding about the MLM, because you get some feedback and negativity about it. And what really hit me that I can share with people now, it's not just, and you've said it so many times, Peter, it's not just the people on the top that make money. The people on the top can't make money if the people on the bottom aren't making money. We have to work together.
Correct.
And so to be able to share that with people, to get that negativity out of their brain about what we're doing, just really hit home for me. So there you go.
Thank you, Heidi. I think everyone resonated with you on that. And I'm going to piggyback off that. When you can see David invent, everyone, what makes us so different than any other company is because we have the inventor. And then he's also backing up his invention by making sure that he can produce that product, so much of it. Does that make sense? That is a huge, huge differential. And I can tell you, I don't even know a company like LifeWave where the inventor creates, manufactures, and is 20-year-old company. We are truly a unicorn in the industry. So thank you. Before I call on next, Heidi, you want to share?
Heidi Miller.
Heidi Miller. Sorry.
Yes, in 1 minute or less, my biggest takeaway was the way that David Schmidt wants to protect us by creating the most amazing health products so that we can continue to share at such a high level. I also love statistics. So Garrett Johnson, who shared 75% of our marketplace as an industry is women entrepreneurs. That was huge for me because I haven't given myself permission until that moment to be the exceptional woman in entrepreneurial, enrolling people. And so I'm excited that Midge Woods is on this call, and I'm so excited to be starting again with my daughters in our company and working with LifeWave. And another statistic was so great was the fact that we're 220% growth in the year that I've been taking and using the product. I say taking because I take it and I hold it and I love it, and I love all the things that we learned about the product. That's my 1 minute.
Thank you, Heidi. And I think everyone resonates with you on that one too. So, and it was good to see you. Shari, next. Shari, unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. That event was so uplifting, and I'll tell you, I resonate with what everyone else is saying. But I think of David as like God sent him here on this wonderful light mission, and he was able to communicate that with us through his gematria. And I don't know the Bible well, but when he broke all that down, I was like, what? And our purpose is to squash the darkness just by bringing light to people. And we have a physical little patch to show people. And if, we just have so much healing to offer people with our hearts. And our team is so kind, so amazing. And that comes from the top down. And if we just stay focused, that's what I heard. And I heard this man, Peter No, say after the party, it is time to get serious, follow the system, make ourselves duplicatable, and let's have fun. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
We're grateful for you, Shari. And I know you're always cooking the vegan food to make sure everybody's healthy too. But, David, he is, I don't even know how to put it. I don't want to scare anyone, but if you understand, what if this world is really going into a place where it is really dark, things that we cannot control? But what if David is working on a whole different ecosystem where we can feed each other, nutrition, where we can have the cleanest water, or when we can have technology where at least we have energy during those times? Does that make sense, everyone? It's an ecosystem. That's why all these offices around the world with a hologram, it's made for you to communicate. And then the technology will be put down into our leaders' houses maybe one day. Get it? So it's just maybe a whole different frequency on how LifeWave partners will be able to communicate within our own ecosystem. I always say this, right? For every dollar that is sold, 50 cents goes back into our pockets to the field. So for every 1 billion, $500 million goes back into every community. That's why we're so community driven. So it is what it is. It's structured this way, and we're just so blessed to be part of it. So, David, unmute yourself.
Thank you, Peter. I believe the correct figure was 226%
Okay.
from the increase. But that was like a wow first event for me to see everybody there and hug everybody. It was fantastic. And I had dinner with Dr. Harmon. That was a lot of fun. And David, he shook my hand and said, "Thank you for coming." So that was really good.
Oh man, David got to shake David's hand. All right. So David, are you inspired now? Are you ready to
Oh
run?
yeah, 1000%.
Okay.
What a company. And thanks to you. It's a great you and Marcy. Thank you.
Well, thank everybody, all the leadership team, Dr. Stacy especially. She's just a quarterback. She just knows exactly where to throw the ball, what to do. And again, this is one of the cool things for leadership. Marcy and I don't know everything. We literally just listen to the field. We listen to leaders that actually make a difference or make sense, right? We are very open-minded, everyone. But every decision we make is for the core, the better of all. Does that make sense? You cannot create flavor of the week. You cannot create a new system. You can always just evolve things through trial and error, and you have to learn how to gauge growth and duplication. Okay. What we've done so far, who we are, it is already above and beyond anything that you can expect. Okay. None of us knew that we were going to grow this big. But the hardest thing, everyone, is keeping it together. Does that make sense? It's sometimes easier to build it and reach it, but then once you reach to the top, you know the story, right? If one person gets an ego, the other person heads get bigger. If something happens a quarter on the leadership level, it would just trickle down. Everything starts from the top down. Okay. So Marcy and I, Dr. Stacy, April, we're always constantly talking. We're always behind the scenes working on things as an organization just to make sure that we're all on the same page. So Dee and then Karen. Go ahead, Dee.
What I like about the company, and I'm going to say what you just said, is that no one acts, these people that are making just amounts of money a week, they are real. I mean, you guys are real. You don't act like you're better. I mean, it's like we are one big family. It's not cliquish.
Yes.
Where some of the big companies, you got your cliques, and if you're not in the clique, then you're not included. And you guys have just opened your arms and hearts and look at all of us equal instead of who's a SPD and who's just starting. Everyone's equal. And I like that. I think that's, again, no, the egos are not there. So I love it.
Indeed. And I think it just comes down to really, it's called respect and trust and appreciation. We all respect each other. We all trust each other's friendship and lines, and we all appreciate where everyone came from. If one of our leaders would disrespect somebody on somebody else's line, that will be disrespecting the uplines in a sense, right? If we all can cohesively work together, and again, everyone, what I'm saying, this team, this organization is just a unicorn. You will not find this in other organizations or companies. I've never seen it before where this amount of people, this amount of leadership comes together. And it took since day one, since Marcy and I showed up, but the way that we just loved on people, it just duplicated from that point on. So we have something very special, and I want the 1 millionth person that joins Team Evolve to feel the same way that we did when we first started. Remember that. Wait till we have our first 100,000th partner. I can't wait to see who that person is. We're gonna party, okay? And we're gonna make a nice flyer, and it's gonna be peaked all over social media. Everyone can use that to promote a little bit. So, Karen, what would you like to share? And then Amy, Bethan, and Jeff last. Go ahead, Karen.
I just want to say that there's seriously a very high vibration happening in that room, you know,
Yeah.
based on all the things that you guys have mentioned, you know, respect, trust, the energy. And, you know, I went there wanting to connect with some people in person that, you know, we only see on Zooms or podcasts, or we've seen for a brief moment. And I met a few people that wanted to connect with me, and I never even realized that that would be the situation, right? I'm like, me? Why me? But it was wonderful. It was there were really strong friendships, I think, made in that real life connection. And because we've had our relationships in these little squares, right? And so
Yeah.
I just want to thank, it starts with David, right? And then I really want to thank you and Marcy, and you bring us all together. And then we were there, and I have some lasting friendships that really developed there. And I was excited about that. And it's all because we plugged in, right? We plugged in. That's how it happened. So thank you. I also have to say your visual of the comp plan on stage. Okay. It was a little Sesame Street, and I loved it. Like, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, it simplified it, because for people like me who came into multi-level marketing, not knowing what multi-level marketing was, I was so nervous that I was missing something, getting it wrong, not understanding, and making it more complicated than it really was. And
Yeah.
so I would love if you guys just do a little short with bodies like that.
I have a whole new idea I want to share very soon. And I always I always plan to do things, but then I'm kind of glad I don't, because I'm so patient now. Before I train something, I double, triple pilot test it first. So I'm glad I saved it, because at the end of this call, I'm going to announce my next level of trainings that will be happening. Okay. So thank you, Karen.
Thank you. And I
being
want to say thank you to Krista and Krista Doyle and Amy Baker, and for spending some time with me. What really cool people they are. So thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Well, calling on that, let's call on Amy Baker. Let's go.
I love you, Karen. I love you so much. It was great talking to you and spending time with you. My biggest thing, and I'm just kind of focus on, there's so much. First of all, just this is the second time that I've seen David in person. But the biggest thing that really affected me was seeing just how he wraps everything and gives glory to God. And I feel like that we have integrity. We don't have the egos. We don't have all that, because we're the center of who he gives all the glory to is God. And when he was talking about Genesis and the Garden of Eden and, the tree of life, that's where it all, that's why we are where we are today. So that was very impactful to me. And I think just having that leadership from the very top is you know, it's blessed. It's blessed by God.
I'm glad you're saying that, Amy, because, well, again, we're going through different times in the world, and God's here. This is our ultimate test. But going through the journey, at least we have each other here, right? We're all attracting each other. Just know that, okay? No matter what. That phrase, find two or build two like you, that will be ingrained in us, everyone. Find two, build two like you. You have to come to this moment where you're going to lock arms and really just run with two people, okay? If that's all you have to do in the next 30, 60, 90 days now to do that, do not let go of the people that you're working with. Once you identify them, go through their two, their two, and their two. Start really developing that behavior now, and I'm going to hold your hands through this process, okay? So it's going to get really good now. So Beth Ann, and then last one, Jeff. Go ahead, Beth Ann. Good to see you too.
Thank you so much, Peter. You know, I think we are doubly blessed because we all get on your call. All of us that get on regularly, we know each other as well as you better. So I was one of the ones that seeked out Karen because I'd seen her on this call a lot, you know, so you know the faces really well, but to actually stand next to somebody and I guess, you know, like move into their energy, they move into yours. It's really special. So it was a lot of connecting the dots for me. It's like you learn a lot of stuff, you hear a lot of stuff, but then somehow finally things really connect. Like the better we are at duplicating our system, that knowing our system, that learning all this stuff about our system, the more it really connects when you see people that have not. And even though these people on the team Evolve, when you think everybody's going to be like us, but those of us that are coming to this call, I think, are getting an extra dose, which is a really good thing. And, you know, what's so wonderful is with a full family of people that want to give, just givers. And to be in the midst of that too, it's like you can just receive so much love. But everybody wants to help everybody. It's hard for me to see people that are confused because they haven't been following our system. It's like the system is here and they love people and they want to help people, but they're kind of running around like little mice, you know, scattered, and they haven't connected the dots. They have not connected the dots, I guess is. So another thing too, just the last thing I'd say is David is always talking about how he recommends starting the day by sitting down, listening to his creator, you know, spending time one-on-one. And so many people came and said that to me this weekend about how they have a practice of doing that, how they get their cup of coffee and they go sit down and they just listen to their creator. And I felt like I was being bombarded with that message, like, you know, how if you don't get it, it's like it'll keep coming to you until you get it. So yes, we do so many things, starting with David and duplicating that on down. And look what all he's been able to do because of that practice. And so I think that's really important thing for all of us to get, me especially, to get right now, to listen, sit down, listen. You know, what are we really supposed to, where are we supposed to be going? Who are we supposed to be talking to? And you'll instantly get things that pop into your head, like I'm sure David does too. And we know where it's coming from. So it's all good.
Thanks for your words, Beth Ann. And it was nice to see you there. And just piggybacking that, maybe what if the patch is just shooting so much lightness into you that your denseness is going away? What if we're really right? What if the patch is just enlightening you so much, and the denser you are, the more challenges you have, it just takes a little bit longer to detox that out. But, you know, we've been here for 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, and I think it just still continues to get lighter and lighter as we grow, right? So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and um, I just can't wait till this convention. This convention, buy your tickets, okay? If you have not bought your tickets, get your tickets now because it will sell out. So get ready for
Actually,
it.
there's a waiting list now.
Okay, waiting list, everyone. So, man, I hope my friend Matt bought it. Okay, so let's go to Mark. Thanks, D. Jeff, you're the last one. What did you see, buddy?
Okay, I appreciate it. Two quick comments, just piggybacking on a couple comments. In the clinic, we offer, I'm a coach for a major top Fortune 500 nutrition clinic or nutrition program that, is kind of the first entrance to what an MLM is. But as you go up in the ranks, as these people go up the ranks, you don't hear from them, you don't see them, they don't acknowledge you, which is really kind of disheartening. But there's none of that. Every event I go to with you guys, with Evolve, I think it's been maybe 4 or 5 of them. To be able to be around people that exude what Evolve is, love backwards and forwards, it's crazy blessing. So I've seen it from others. I'm not an MLMer, but which I don't like all that, and it's really amazing. The whole upline downline thing, I don't really know what all that means, but it's real, and it's pretty cool. That's my comment. A lot of love.
Well, Jeff, we know how hard you and Rich work. You guys really come to every event. You bring your teams there. You just show love yourself. So thank you for all you do. And you're barely even getting started right now. So get ready. But it's so good to see you both there and every single one of you. Okay. I know that was a sacrifice. A lot of people sacrificed to get there. So just know it was worth it. I wish I had more energy at that time because I was just depleted. I couldn't even do my rap song for the night. So I had no voice left. So I couldn't even sing. But just know I took pictures, a lot of pictures. So we only have 13 minutes left. I really, really now want to get into the last final one, updates before we start March. So as I was traveling abroad and then coming back to Florida, I had a lot of time to call my leaders, listen to the field. What is going on? How are you guys growing? How is, are you plugging in? What are you learning? I talked to people that just joined a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. And then literally, I had this download, okay? I was trying to figure out how can we support every line or every person in Team Evolve that maybe does not have an upline, maybe is an orphan, a real orphan. Do you guys know any orphans in your organization? Okay, Mitch, raise your hand, quick one on that one. No, Mitch, you don't want orphans, okay? But if you have orphans, if you're stuck in a rank, stuck meaning if you've been a manager, director, senior director, maybe for a little while, I figured out the solution, okay? So I'm going to call certain people, but I just need to get a time frame going. Maybe if you want to private message me or text me, I'm going to set out 3 hours a week extra. I want to do 6 calls extra, 30 minutes each. And I want to focus. I'm going to bring in Peter's leaders to train managers. So for 30 minutes, only managers can join a manager's call. When we create the manager's call, we're going to be talking about the mindset, how to get them to manager and how they got there and how to maintain it to move up to the next level, which is a director. So I'm going to have a separate director's call only for directors. Then we can talk about how to help directors develop themselves, set their mindsets. and then how to focus on their two managers every week to support that until you become a senior director. Then I'm going to have a senior director call. And then from that point on, now you're speaking a different language, because sometimes I feel like maybe we do a manager's call or SPD call or PD call. We're mixing and matching, and maybe we're not really communicating to every rank what they need to do, how they need to do, what do they need to plug in. Okay, there is a couple of things missing, and I can show you, I can't tell you what I'm going to do, but we're going to evolve our training websites, okay, to match what I'm going to learn and get the feedback from the pilot testing of this. That will be one day. So that will be maybe a Tuesday for managers, directors, and SDs. And then for Wednesday, I'm going to have a separate call for executive directors, presidential directors, and senior presidential directors. I'm going to open this up for the entire organization of Team Evolve. Doesn't matter who your uplines are, who your downlines are. If you want to join me on these calls, and it would just not be myself, I will be bringing, and then from that point on, I can elevate all my leaders to join me so I can train them on how to train those certain ranks. Isn't that beautiful? So now, if Maria, Heidi, Debbie, whoever, Priscilla, whatever rank you are, if as you're moving up, we can literally control your growth. We can gauge what you don't know and what you need to know in those ranks. And then once you graduate to the next rank, you know exactly how you got there, because all your teammates are watching each other graduate through those ranks. Man, I'm a genius sometimes. I don't even know how I come up with this stuff. Okay? But remember, I always talk about the BLD. How do we build? Who do we leverage? And what systems are we duplicating? So I'm always constantly thinking of effective ways. And I believe this right here will be the answer. So we're going to run this for, we're going to adjust a lot of things in March. I want to make sure we're going to run this for the next 6 months, okay, all the way till convention. And if this is done right, for example, thank you, John. If you've been stuck as a manager for a year, I'm going to get all the managers together, and then we're going to talk about it transparently. Why? How? What don't you know yet? Or what are you not doing? And then you can talk to all your managers. And then what if something clicks within there, right? Then now you're graduating to a director. Now you get to elevate and get to hear from higher ranks what challenges they're going through. Does that make sense, everyone? So every rank, as you grow through that rank, just know that you're not alone anymore. Because if we don't have this training, Marcy and I can train all you want in the morning, things and that, but I think we're missing the direct hands-on for that rank, okay? Even my SPD calls, our leadership calls, this year we're so focused on leaders because we have so many leaders moving up, but sometimes they move up so fast, they're still not learning the behaviors of what you really need to know as an SPD or a PD or an ED, right? Sometimes you can't maintain your rank. So I'm just giving you all the challenges, but I love challenges, because if we don't know what we challenge, how can we find a solution? So we're going to find a solution, and the only way we know it works is what? New people that have been stuck moving up the ranks. If this thing can help only 20% of our entire organization to grow again, and if we all can just give each other another 30 minutes a week, right? And we're really going to define, everyone. Team Evolve is going to define your 3 hours, 6 hours, and your 9 hours of building. your spare time, part-time, and your full-time. If you can only give us 3 hours, we'll tell you exactly where you're going to be for that 3 hours. If you can give us 6 hours, we're going to tell you exactly which Zooms to join for 6 hours. If you got 9 hours, that is a full-time thing. And I'm not including your 333. That's your personal calls. But I'm telling you, the way that Team Evolve podcast will be structured, it will be less is more now. Okay? We're going to eliminate a lot of things to drive us together so all of us will be on the same page, promoting the same call, getting to see more people. And this is how we're going to grow the next 90 days, maybe from 200 to 250. I want to hit the 500 mark for our podcast. I want that to be consistent. And if we can do that in the next 90 days, I know that we can hit the 1,000 mark by convention. When I say that, I'm talking about growing and moving and bringing new people to the teams because we're helping solve maybe a blockage, some kind of energy or something. And I'll bring in the help. I'll bring in the best energy healers to clear things. I'll bring in the best comp plan to explain things even simpler. I'm bringing in different tools. And I want to leave you with this, okay, before we go. I'm getting approached by a lot of AI, like a lot of gurus that are selling AI tools. Are you guys starting to see that a lot? I hate to say it, okay, everyone? We're not robots. I'm going to tell you right now, for myself, I would never want to bring in an AI tool to teach you how to duplicate yourself through AI. If you're going to join our team, you're going to learn skills. You're going to learn the human touch. You're going to come out of here learning how to become a human and learn how to connect with human from your own personality, from a better version of you. Does that make sense? Anybody can buy and pay a software to go recruit. But imagine 1,000 of us buying softwares. That's 1,000 robots talking to 1 million people. We're going to dilute ourselves. There won't be any heart on this team anymore if that ever happens. And I know that AI is they're leveraging the network marketing industry to say that it's a tool to recruit faster and to convert, but you're not learning the human relationship touch. Each one of us can have 2 people that they care about. Each one of us has a friend and a neighbor or somebody that they love that they can talk to as humans. Let's not get away from that, okay? Let's stick to our ground. Let's still be here. Let's grow the way that we should in a human way, right? I don't think God wanted us to all be robots and start preaching through AI and stuff, right? That ain't right. So I'm letting you know that because, again, I'm starting to hear a lot of tools coming through. I'm open to hear about anything, but I just, in my heart, in my gut, it just does not feel right. And even myself, I have presence. I have a social media presence. And I still would not use that kind of software to have somebody to pretend to be Peter, because that's not me. If somebody's going to join me, they're going to join me because they know me. If someone's going to join Carolyn, that means they're going to join Carolyn because they love Carolyn and Linda and Midge and Heidi and Maria. Get it? This is how we have to stay. And network marketing is always built on this, okay? This is grounded hard work. So I want to leave everybody with this. Congratulations, you made it through February. I don't even know how much we learned in the last 60 days, but I want to absorb this. I want to take some time off this weekend, grab some ocean breeze, and then just know March is our last month before for a 90-day run. Be proud of yourself, okay? Be proud of what you're doing every day. So just know, though, Get ready for some changes in the schedules. Keep your schedules open. By next week, we're going to define it all, and that will be your new gym time, okay? Adapt to it, grow with it, and just know we're going to pilot test every 30, 60, 90 days, 30, 60, 90 days. Find your 2 bodybuilders, and I'll see you at convention. Love you all, and I'll actually see you tonight on the Beauty Podcast.
One last thing, Peter.
Okay, bye. I'm not.
David Schmidt needs to improve his Trump invitation.
Okay, right. Oh,
Peter, how do we get a hold of you?
oh, everyone, write down my number. I'm going to put it on the chat real quick right now. It is 714. Man, I'm going to get blown up right now. 878-9456. If you're on Facebook, I use Facebook a lot. Facebook Messenger me, okay? If you go into my spam page, don't worry, I'll get you out. Just say, Peter, I'm a manager, or Peter, I'm a this rank, and I want to join those calls. And everyone, is this afternoon like this good?
Oh,
Okay,
amazing.
because when I do it, I have to do it during the afternoon time. So then it'll adjust to different times in the morning and in the afternoon for other people, okay? But I'm gonna have to do an hour. So basically, if it's manager's call at 12, director's call will be, it'll only be 30 minutes, but then half an hour break, and then 1 o'clock. Half an hour break, then 2 o'clock. Get it? And I'll do that every Tuesday and Wednesdays. So I can work those 2 days. So you're gonna join my schedule, okay? And if you can't get on it, it is always going to be recorded, okay? I'm going to use that content to build my next training system. So I'm just going to pilot test this. I'm going to listen to you all. I'm going to listen to exactly all the problems you have, and we're going to create solutions to grow you, okay? So I'm excited about this, and everybody text me, and I'm here for you. Love you, and I'll see you later. Bye.
You're
everyone.
amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Bless you.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you,
Thank
Peter.
you.
Awesome.
Thank
Great call.
you.
Thank you. Let's go.